Have you ever met someone who thought they could bluff their way to a freebie, only to crash and burn spectacularly? In the bustling heart of small-town dessert shop, Karen strutted in, her chin high, claiming she was a dessert connoisseur. Her goal? To swap a subpar slushie for a premium one, free of charge. The air was thick with the scent of sugary syrups and the hum of a busy afternoon. Customers sipped their frosty drinks, unaware of the storm about to erupt. Karen, with her loud voice and designer sunglasses perched on her head, demanded the barista's attention. "This slushie is an insult to my palate," she declared, slamming her half-empty cup on the counter. The barista, a young woman named Mia, raised an eyebrow. The mouth-wan was clear. Karen's complaint reeked of entitlement, and the entire shop was about to witness her unraveling. Mia, with years of experience under her belt, wasn't new to Karen's type. She calmly asked, "What's wrong with the slushie, ma'am?" Karen scoffed, launching into a tirade about flavor profiles and dessert authenticity, words she'd clearly rehearsed. "I've studied desserts across the globe," she boasted, "and this is barely fit for a child's birthday party." The customers nearby exchanged glances, some smirking, others rolling their eyes. Mia, unfazed, offered a replacement, but Karen wasn't satisfied. She demanded a premium mango passion fruit slushie, the shop's most expensive item, claiming her expertise entitled her to it. The truth began to emerge when Mia asked for specifics what was wrong with the original blueberry slushie. Karen faltered, muttering vague complaints about texture and aftertaste. Her facade was cracking, but she doubled down, insisting she deserved better. Then came the twist. An older man, sitting quietly in the corner, piped up. "I'm a retired pastry chef," he said, his voice steady. "Mind if I taste that slushie?" The shop fell silent. The man, introduced as Mr. Thompson, wasn't just any customer. He trained in Paris and had decades of experience in dessert craftsmanship. Karen's face twitched as he took a sip of her discarded slushie. "Tastes fine to me," he said, his tone matter of fact. "Blueberries on point, maybe a touch sweet, but nothing's wrong with it." The crowd murmured, and Karen's confidence visibly wavered. Mia, seizing the moment, offered to remake the slushie anyway, but Karen, now red-faced, wasn't backing down. "I know more than him," she snapped, pointing at Mr. Thompson. "I've been to dessert expos." The customers stifled laughter, and Mia's patience wore thin. "If you're such an expert," Mia said, her voice sharp, "why don't you show us how it's done?" She gestured to the slushie machine, a gleaming contraption behind the counter. The challenge was set, and Karen, cornered by her own bravado, couldn't refuse. The confrontation escalated as Karen marched behind the counter, her hands fumbling with the machine's levers. She yanked at the nozzles, claiming she'd fixed the recipe. Syrup sprayed everywhere, blueberry, cherry, and lime mixing into a sticky rainbow that splattered her pristine white blouse. Ice chunks flew, one hitting a customer's table, another skidding across the floor. "This is how you make a real slushie," Karen shouted, but her actions betrayed her ignorance. The machine groaned, overwhelmed by her reckless handling, and a loud clunk signaled a jam. Mia rushed to stop her, but not before Karen had turned the shop into a syrup-soaked battlefield. Customers gasped, some filming the chaos on their phones. Mr. Thompson shook his head, muttering, "She doesn't know the first thing about desserts." The evidence was undeniable. Karen's expertise was a sham, and her attempt to bully her way to a free drink had backfired. Karen's downfall was as swift as it was humiliating. Mia, now furious, pointed out the damage, hundreds of dollars in wasted syrup and a machine that needed repairs. "You're paying for this," she said, her voice firm. Karen, drenched in syrup and ego shattered, tried to argue, but the crowd wasn't having it. "Pay up or leave," a customer shouted, and others joined in, their frustration echoing years of dealing with entitled behavior. Karen's protests grew weaker, her voice drowned out by the chorus of disapproval. Then, in a final twist, a teenage girl stepped forward, revealing she was Mia's younger sister, Lila, who'd been watching silently. "I recorded everything," Lila said, holding up her phone, including you admitting you lied about the Slushie. The video, already uploaded to X, was spreading fast, tagged Karen Meltdown. Karen's face paled as she realized her actions were about to go viral. Defeated, she pulled out her wallet, paid for the damage, and slunk out, leaving behind a trail of sticky footprints and a chorus of jeers. The shop slowly returned to normal, but the energy was different, lighter, almost triumphant. Mia comped Mr. Thompson's Slushie as a thank you, and he shared stories of his pastry days, delighting the crowd. Lila's video gained traction online, sparking debates about accountability and entitlement. Customers left generous tips, inspired by Mia's composure and the community's stand against Karen's antics. The lesson was clear: bluster might get you attention, but authenticity wins respect. As the sun set, the shop glowed with a renewed sense of camaraderie, a reminder that truth has a way of rising above the noise. What do you think? Should Karen have owned up to her mistake, or was she too far gone? Share your thoughts.